Hi friends, and welcome to Carter Paints. If you are here, I am sure you have noticed that this is a new channel. This channel is dedicated to the hobby of paint by numbers. If you love art, or are a hobbyist looking for something new, or already a paint by number enthusiast, or just love watching art come to life, then you are in the right place. Coming soon on this channel, I will be creating some tutorials and how-to videos. If you are thinking about starting a paint by number but aren't sure how to start, or are intimidated by it, or wonder if this would be a good gift for a friend or family member, then please consider subscribing. The engagement really helps me to build this channel up and get my content out to other fantastic people like yourself. So let's talk about this painting specifically. This painting is titled Little Girl with Autumn Pumpkin. I did purchase it on Amazon, and I will have it linked in the description below if you like it and want to get it for yourself. It is currently priced at $15.99, but paint by number kits fluctuate a lot in price and they go on sale frequently. They are also heavily seasonal. So a tip from me to you is to plan ahead. Buy your Christmas and Valentine's Day and Easter gifts now before they hike up the prices when the demand for those seasonal items kick in. Typically for Amazon kits, I don't buy them until they drop below $10. So you can imagine I have a cart full of them just waiting for the right time to hit the buy button. And generally speaking, a paint by number kit on Amazon, if it's not seasonal, is going to cost anywhere between $4.99 to $9.99. This kit was created by a company called Tococo. They are a very common kit creator on Amazon and one of my favorites. The packaging is pretty decent and I really am attracted to their designs. This particular kit came with 23 paint colors. So typical paint by numbers comes standard with 24 colors, but this one was so fall themed that even a few of the paints I was given felt identical to others when I was painting in the numbers. This kit also came with 3 brushes of different sizes, a paint map, which can really come in handy as you go along, and of course the canvas. If you are a beginner or a first timer, the kit does include everything you need to get started. Just add water to clean the brushes as you move between colors, and you are all set. This painting took me slightly over 12 hours to complete, and I did it over a stretch of 6 days. It is difficult to complete a painting all in 1 or 2 days. I will talk about this more in upcoming tutorials, but it does become necessary at times to take a break to let the paint dry so you aren't tracking across it. I chose this painting because I love painting portraits. Seeing a human figure come to life, the eyes especially, is very satisfying, so much more than abstracts or even landscapes. So you will notice as you watch my other videos and upcoming ones that I tend to pick very similar color themes. It is simply my paint preference. I choose kits that have very little white in them. I really don't like to paint in light colors, and white for me is the worst. So you won't see many pastel or floral-esque paintings from me. I love dark or bright pigmented dense colors. Black does happen to be my favorite color. When I start a painting, I do employ a strategy. I typically like to start from the middle and work my way out. This helps me not to track through wet paint. I also tend to start on one side or corner with a single color, and I work my way completely around the canvas and try to complete as many spaces of that specific color before moving on to the next. Early on in a paint, in my first 5 or 6 colors, I never catch all the spaces, and that's totally okay. I do several cleanup rounds along the way, as I like to call them, where I go back through and touch up the color spaces that I missed. I find painting to be very soothing. It's something about checking boxes and watching something come to life. While I'm painting, I usually put on some music or listen to an audiobook. Sometimes I just enjoy the quiet. This is the nice thing about Paint by Numbers. You can go at your own pace, you can put it away when you aren't using it, and bring it out when you have an hour or more to yourself. For now, I'm going to let you enjoy the paint. I will pop back on toward the end and give you my final thoughts and my official rating on this painting. Again, thanks for visiting Carter Paints. stuck with me to the end, thanks again for supporting my channel. Again, this entire painting took me just over 12 hours to complete. I really liked this painting. The numbered sections weren't too small and the colors were mostly vibrant, and it really got me into the fall spirit. Overall, I would rate this paint by number kit beginner leaning intermediate friendly. Likely anyone 12 years of age or older could complete this painting with ease and hopefully have some fun while doing it. My only complaint was that the paint included in this kit was by far the most in need of extending out of all the kits I have completed. Extending just means that the paint is cakey or clay-like, which makes it very hard to complete smooth brush strokes and even harder to paint in small sections or complete the details. So for paint like this, you can easily add drops of water until you find the consistency you prefer, or I highly recommend a paint extender, which will also be linked below this video in the description. I generally add between 6 to 12 drops of extender depending on how bad the paint is. I always add extender before starting a section, but if you use extender versus water, you really can add it at any time to thin your paint out if you are in a large section and worried you won't have enough paint. Extender doesn't dilute the color where plain water can. I will have a tutorial video on bad paint coming up soon if you are interested. And that really brings us to the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed Little Girl with Autumn Pumpkin. If you did, please consider subscribing, give it a thumbs up, and leave me a comment down below. My goal is to upload a new paint each week, so I look forward to speaking to you again in a new video very soon. Thanks, friends. Talk soon.